All right, guys, this is going to be a really quick size comparison video of the Altis Delta, the Tudio, however you pronounce that thing, and the Valtenzu EM5. Some quick specs. The Valtenzu EM5 has a seat height of 28.3, I believe. The Tudio has a seat height of 29.5, and the Altis Delta has a seat height of 31 inches. Obviously, the Delta overall wheelbase and seat height is a much bigger bike. The Tudio and the Valtenzu are pretty comparable. The Valtenzu is a longer wheelbase, but overall, these are very close in size. So don't worry, I'm going to give you some good angles so you can see exactly how the Delta stacks up. And I am 5'10". So I've lined up all the back wheels. Here's a quick side shot and walk around. So the Tudio and the Valtenzu are both on 12-inch wheels front rear. The Altis Delta is 17/14. The Altis Delta is a much bigger bike overall, and you'll see that a little bit better here when I sit on it. All right, here I am, front shot, me sitting on the Altis Delta. Now, I don't have the battery in here because it's missing. You can watch my last video if you want to see what's going on with that. But there will be a little bit more sag to the seat. But this is super comfortable. This is the perfect size for me. If you want something a little bit bigger than a pit bike, but smaller than like a full-size bike. Very comfortable, plenty of room for my knees with the handlebars, good seating position, pegs are in a good spot. Let me give you a side shot. All right, here I am standing behind the Altis Delta. You can see it comes a little bit below my waist. I'm going to go ahead and hop on. Flat foot, again, super comfortable, plenty of room. I really like the feel of this bike. All right, next we have the Tudio. This bike was for my son, so the sag is set much softer for somebody that weighs a lot less, so I'm sitting down pretty deep in it. But again, I ride this all the time. I'm comfortable on it. The seat is really nice and plush. I'm not too cramped with the handlebars. This bike has a really good turning radius. It's really nimble. It's a lot more nimble than the Valtenzu EM5. Okay, side shot. My knees are closer to the handlebars on this bike. You can see the ignition is right here, which I don't like. I wish the ignition was in the middle, but it's not. So I'm only a few inches away from hitting that key. So that's something that I do have to watch out for. Okay, here is the Valtenzu EM5. I do have a little bit more room from the handlebars to my knees. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. And keep in mind, again, this is for my other son. So the sag is set much lower, much softer than it would be for myself. So I'm sitting a little deeper, but really comfortable bike. This one does have a little bit more power and torque than the Tudio. And the turning radius is not that sharp. This is a longer wheelbase. So it's a little more stable, I would say, at speeds, but not a significant difference. Side shot, knees, everything is good. You can see both of these bikes are much smaller than the Altis Delta. I would say 5 foot and below, you're probably not going to be comfortable on the Delta. My boys are 5 feet. They can't touch the ground on it with flat-footed. So they're on their tippy toes with just 1 foot, actually. They can't even tippy toe both feet. Here I am behind the Valtenzu. I don't think I did this with the Tudio, but it looks exactly the same, minus the wheelbase. All right, that's it. That's the size comparison difference between these three bikes. If you want to see a full review of any of these bikes, drop a comment, let me know. I will be doing a full review of the Altis Delta when my battery gets here.